Hey everybody, welcome to this short Memberium overview and a little bit of a demo. I want to start off by just telling you a little bit about what Memberium is in case you're not familiar with it. It's a plugin for WordPress that connects WordPress to your Infusionsoft database so that essentially you can use WordPress as a membership site and have Infusionsoft be the thing controlling access to it, meaning accepting the orders or even the free registrations. There's a lot of interesting features to the thing, but let me just show you a site, an actual membership site, so you can kind of see what people are doing with it, which should probably give you a better idea than me rattling off features. So here's someone's site. It's Results 513. It's a good friend of mine, Justin, and his partner Brenda run this site. And the reason I want to show this one is they do a couple things that are really popular right now. One, they use OptimizePress 2.0, and then Brenda's actually doing something kind of unique. Brenda is actually a grade school teacher, and so what she's done in this site, she's kind of used some of those principles, like really basic human nature principles, to try to help people consume the content. And I'll show you what I mean. So first off, just to point out, they have their own domain with, video, regular opt-in page. You can do all that regular stuff. This isn't going to get in the way of that. What I would suggest though is that you put it in a subdirectory. So for example, they put theirs in /members, and that's where people go to log into their site. When you do log in, and I've just logged in as a brand new member, one of the things they do is they show a lot of the content that you have access to. So here I'm only right now a phase 1 emerging member, and they have 3 different types of phase 1. But when you go to phase 2, you can actually see what's in phase 2. You just can't go to any of the stuff. If you click on any of these things, it's just basically going to say, you don't have access yet. Go ahead and go back or hit the back button or whatever, right? But the point is they're providing teasers for what's available in the future, but the way you get to the content, and it explains this in the welcome a little bit, the way you get to their content is you actually have to do the steps. So here's all these steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is what I mean by kind of that grade school layout as far as keep it as simple as possible, just absolutely simple. So they go through this whole thing, there are the steps, and then it asks them to fill out a little checklist, and these are required. So if I check one and I hit this, it's basically going to say, hey, you have to check these boxes, and it'll make me check every single one before proceeding. So if I check all those and I hit this, what happens is a little bit of fanciness in the background as far as it's now going all the way back to Infusionsoft, and it's updating the person's record inside of Infusionsoft in order to make this next action that you're about to see happen. So it says congratulations, and they walk people step by step. So it's, hey, you got to check these boxes, tell us you did it, you got to take action even if it's just clicking, and then you're going to watch this little video, and then you can go on to phase 2. So on the back end as administrators, they're getting this data as far as they know where the person's going, and what you see as a user is you see phase 2 just barely opened. So I as a user opened my own phase 2, and if I were to continue down through this, now as this stuff shows up, I'm actually to go to it. So if I go to step 1, funnel creation, for example, it's actually going to force me to complete these in order to move on, just like last time. So for example, when I come to the bottom of this one, I'm going to get something very similar, a bunch of stuff, check some boxes, and it'll just keep opening up stages, or steps or phases or whatever within this funnel, and each time it typically congratulates them and tells them some things and then lets them move on. And at this point it actually interrupts them and asks them if they even want to be an affiliate partner, and if they click that, then in the background it will create a partner record for this person. And I click on through and I'm back. And basically says thanks for setting up your thing, makes you check off some boxes. So this is walking them through every step of the process they want this person to go through, and you can see it's kind of like they've created a user interface to their system, but it's really just a membership site. And at each stage it keeps opening up more stuff, so I come and I go through this whole thing and I decide I'm done with that, I can continue on, and again at each point it's saying, hey, all these steps are required for you to move through this process. Now it's going to say thanks. Do you want to move on to phase 2, step 1.5, or do you want to go all the way on to phase 3? So it's even giving me options. Where do you want to go next? A little bit of a kind of choose your own adventure. And I clicked phase 3, so now phase 3 is open and I can move through there. Inside of Infusionsoft here, so this is their Infusionsoft campaign doing it. This front part, even though it looks maybe a little messy, is actually basic. We're just saying, well, you can either buy the membership, or we can tag you in, if we're comping you or whatever, or we as admins can test it by filling out this form. So there's a few things here, but it's just because we're doing, we have options for ours, but it's not like it's all necessary. In this one, it's probably just going to tag them, give them the emerging member tag, and they do something unique at even the front of this. They actually have a quiz people fill out, and depending on their answers to the quiz, it sends them to buy a different product. So it's actually even recommending the proper product for them to buy before they go into the membership site. And then, like you saw in the membership site, from there it's a little bit of a, force you to be accountable and show that you're doing your work before you move on, / choose your own adventure kind of thing, which is cool. All those little checklists that we were filling out, by the way, those are just Infusionsoft web forms, and we just made the checkboxes required there on the page. And so when they fill out this checklist, it's going to start a sequence which opens up the new level of membership that they should get by filling that out. And you can send them emails as well to congratulate them. And then here's the phase 2 checklists, and further on there's some other stuff, even cancellation sets and whatever. There's lots that you can do with Memberium. It's not just content control, that is the bulk of it, but that gives you an idea of a little bit of a customer experience you could use. And this is an OptimizePress theme, and they've put a few custom graphics in there. I don't want you to think that Memberium is a design related program in any sense, but what it does is it gets the data to the page. It knows what they're doing, it knows that they have to do these things before it opens up more content, and then it's servicing the site by going all the way back to Infusion, updating and running all these actions inside this campaign, which is really nice because you don't have to sit and program in code somewhere. You can use this nice drag and drop builder of Infusionsoft. And if you're not familiar with it, it really is drag and drop. You pull stuff over and you drop it on, you pull this thing over, and then you double click into here and you say, what do you want to do? Well, I want to send an email, I want to apply a tag which would give somebody membership. There's just these cool steps, and when you integrate that with something like WordPress, you can create a cool customer experience like we were seeing here. Like I said, there's a lot more to it, but that at least gives you a taste and an idea of what it can do. You can always visit our site, memberium.com, for more info. That's Memberium. Thanks.